I told you so, but I said it would be an exciting game between the Phoenix Suns and the Golden State Warriors. And, man, Devin Booker did not disappoint. Congratulations to the Phoenix Suns on the victory. 37 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds in the win for Phoenix. Impressive for them.
Very impressive, and he's playing at a high level right now. When he's healthy, he's one of the best two guards in this league, and he's exciting to watch, and he did that tonight. He was exciting inside and out.
And inside, DeAndre Ayton providing that presence, and that seems to be a good balance offensively for sure for Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he hasn't gotten maybe the touches that his talent would warrant, but that happens on a young team where everybody's trying to prove themselves. But as we've gotten later into the season, I think they're starting to establish an identity. And give a shout, Kelly Oubre, another really solid game. He's been terrific since he's come over from Washington for this team. And for the first time in a long time, you get a sense that this Phoenix team is heading in the right direction. I mean, they've got some quality wins here, knocking off Milwaukee a few nights ago and then going into the Bay Area to beat Golden State. Those are the kinds of games that will give this young group some confidence and also get them to understand we can compete. Remember, they look like they're going to get blown out in this game early in that first quarter. They stem the tide, and the next thing you know, they're walking away with the victory.
Yeah, 40 points in the second quarter. Like you said, Kelly Oubre, 22 points tonight. When they faced Golden State a month ago, he had 25 points. Has been averaging 18 this month, 19 the previous month. So since he's come over from Washington, it's been very good for the Phoenix Suns, has Kelly Oubre. But the Warriors didn't shoot like the Warriors tonight. 10 for 43. 43 attempts, just 10 makes for the Warriors. I know you were an outside shooter in your day, but, man, that's a lot of attempts for Golden State.
A lot of attempts, but not overly surprising in today's game. 43 three-point attempts, a higher number than the Warriors, I think, typically shoot. They're normally around 28 to 30. They're killing you in the paint and getting easy, high-percentage shots more than people believe. And we talked about the Warriors a little bit, that they aren't as quote-unquote invincible as they once were, as people thought they were. This is the type of game that we're surprised about tonight, in particular coming off of the embarrassing loss earlier to the Celtics, then to come back, play well against the Nuggets, and really seem to kind of get some confidence back in who they are and where they want to be, and then to have a little bit of a letdown tonight. I thought it was a surprising loss by the Warriors, and one that probably be some interesting post-game interviews tonight.
Well, the Splash Brothers were just 8 for 30 themselves. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Kevin Durant left that game in the fourth quarter with an ankle injury, but it's not often that we see those two combine to shoot 26% from long range. So, again, the Splash Brothers tonight, I guess they're called the Splat Brothers by this chart, but really just an off night for Steph and Klay, GA.
They were off. I mean, listen, and you're going to have a night like this on occasion. Probably rare that you're both off to the extent that these two were. But bigger picture for me, this was about, I go back to their inability to get stops consistently. You know, Phoenix comes in, they shoot 49% from the field. They shoot 40% from the three. Devin Booker went on that run where he scored 12 consecutive points. They really struggled to get stops. And, Ayton, we talked about at the top as well, he had a lot of success down low for them. So they at times were able to score against a team that for so long had been so terrific from a defensive standpoint. Not nearly as consistent are the Warriors on that side of the floor.
4-6 in their last 10 games, Golden State Warriors. This normally the time of year where they pick it up. Kevin Durant also left in that fourth quarter when he turned his ankle. Big concern with that?
Yeah, because now you're going out on the road, and you're going to play, if not the hottest team in the Western Conference or in the league, in the Houston Rockets, and you need everybody on board. And so with Kevin Durant, I think being the best player in the league, we'll see how he feels tomorrow, but they missed him down the stretch in this game, and hopefully it's not too bad.
There you see the twist at the very end. Kevin Durant got up, walked off the court on his own accord. This is a playoff game. Do you get the sense that he would have been back in there?
Yes, for sure. I think he could have continued to play tonight, and if this were the playoffs, he probably would play against Houston in a couple nights. But the way the Warriors typically handle injuries, fatigue, etc., I wouldn't be surprised to see Kevin rest against the Rockets and make sure that the ankle heals up, gets back to 100%. that gives you 2 more days in between the Rockets and the Thunder, and actually see Kevin maybe play against the Oklahoma City Thunder in that basketball game.
Yeah, when you look at DeMarcus Cousins, you know what you're going to get from him. He had 13 points tonight, but defensively, again, a bit of a liability against the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, he had his struggles in this game. I think that's one reason why Andrew Bogut's now on that roster, to give them a little bit more stability in that front line area and some depth. You know, he's a guy that's won a championship, knows the system. I think it'll be a seamless transition. But, you know, DeMarcus is still, in fairness to him, too, he's still coming back from that Achilles. And so I don't know that you're going to see DeMarcus at full strength this entire season, even in the postseason. Now, he can still be effective in stretches and have a huge impact for them, but I really feel like he probably won't be right until next season when he's got a summer to train as opposed to rehabbing.
When we've seen this Golden State Warriors team in the postseason, whether it was Andrew Bogut or, you know, JaVale McGee, they seem to have that shot-blocking presence in the middle, someone to protect the rim. Are they going to miss that in this postseason run if they don't have a guy to do that this year?
Yes, I believe so. I think it will be something that makes the court a little bit smaller in terms of defending people. They won't have the ability to take as many things away. If Klay Thompson gets broken down, if Durant gets broken down, not having that rim protection defensively is an area that I think could be an issue. I think as much offensively, though, as well, which is where my train of thought went, with the ability to set, screen, and roll with guys like JaVale McGee and the pressure that they put on the front of the rim, that's what creates even more open looks offensively for the Warriors. And when you have Cousins on the court and Draymond Green, not that Cousins can't make the three, but you have 2 guys that are not knockdown three-point shooters the way Klay, Steph, and KD are. So that floor gets a little smaller on that end, and so you kind of have a combined of not shot blocking and protection on the defensive end and not as much floor spacing offensively, and that's a combination that could cause some problems.
So tell me this, in trying to get into championship mode as a guy that went to back-to-back finals, right? If you're Steve Kerr and you're looking at the Golden State Warriors, okay, 4-6 in our last 10, you look up Houston Rockets have won 8 straight. How do you get that mental edge heading into the postseason in case you have to face them again in the Western Conference Finals?
Well, I think for the Warriors, in my opinion, their physical health is going to be extremely important. So some of these bumps and bruises like we saw with Durant tonight, those things could be costly. Sean Livingston doesn't look to be himself at this point in the season. So if they're physically healthy, then I think they are as good as anybody in the league. Their mental focus will be there in the postseason. Their attention to detail will be better. But it is going to be, I think, more challenging than what everyone thought when the season began. I think we all kind of thought, we believed we were going to be able to just go to sleep in October and wake up in June and the Warriors would have won another NBA championship. And that's just not the case. I think we have teams in the West as well as in the East that can beat the Warriors.
And Jason, just to chime in on that as well, almost more so from the Houston Rockets perspective, because they lost in the Western Conference Finals. They're hungry to get there. What was it like when you lost in the finals? Like, okay, we have to get back there the next year.
Well, you got to be hungry. You know, you got to, put in the time in that summer. When you lose, it's not a very good taste. Derek has won a lot of championships, and I've been on the other side of losing, and you just want to know, what do I have to do to get to the finish line, to be that one team that holds the trophy? And you got to prepare mentally and physically, because it's not just a short season, it's a long season. And back to the Warriors, I think this is a good time to get on the road. And they got to find someone off the bench to give them a spark that they can trust when it becomes, in the grit time, that they can count on, that someone will get a defensive stop or make a big shot.
Certainly, Golden State Warriors, we have to monitor what they do now until the postseason, because in previous years, they've really turned it up as they head to the playoffs. So the Golden State Warriors falling to the Phoenix Suns, even though they were ahead in the first quarter, gave up 40 points in the second quarter to Phoenix. Devin Booker.